Hi, first graders. It is time for some math. So yesterday we were talking about some shapes that we're pretty familiar with. We were looking at squares, and we know that they have four sides and four vertices. Vertices is the fancy word for corners. And squares are special because all of the sides in a square are the same length. If we measured them, they would all be the same. We also looked at rectangles. They have two short sides and two long sides, and their short sides are the same length as each other, and their long sides are the same length as each other. They also have four vertices, or four corners. We also saw triangles yesterday. Triangles have three vertices or corners and three sides, and triangles can have sides that are the same lengths or all different lengths or some the same and some different. They can be lots of different ways. And the last one we looked at were circles. Circles have no vertices, no corners, and no sides. They're just round the whole way. And I think you guys did a really good job looking for some shapes in your house yesterday. So today we have a trickier job. We have some new challenge shapes. And it was really tricky for me to find some of these shapes in my house. So I have even more shapes. The first shape I want to show you guys is a trapezoid. A trapezoid has four sides and four vertices or four angles, kind of like a square or a rectangle does, but they have these two lines that are what we call parallel. That means that the length, the distance in between these lines is going to stay the same forever. If these lines kept going, they would never ever touch because they're straight apart from each other and they stay the same distance apart. And then trapezoids have two other lines that kind of angle in, like if they did keep going forever, eventually they would crisscross each other. This shape is a half circle, or sometimes it's called a semicircle. It has two vertices here. It's kind of like if we had a circle and we cut it right in half. And I guess we could say it has one flat side and one kind of curved side. This one is called a pentagon. A pentagon has five sides and five vertices or angles, and it's kind of shaped like what? Like a house, yeah. And another cool thing about pentagons, if we look at them, is that it's kind of like a square, or sometimes it could be a rectangle with the triangle on top of it. Okay, these are some other fun shapes you might be able to find today. A heart, I think you guys are pretty familiar with. And if we look at a heart, we can see it's kind of like two semicircles and a triangle underneath it. Do you guys see that? So maybe if you can't find a heart, you could make a heart today. And then this shape you guys are pretty familiar with as a diamond. Most diamonds are actually something called a rhombus. A rhombus has four sides and four vertices, and just like a square, all the sides in a rhombus are the same length, except this kind of looks like a slanty square, right? That's because the angles are different. The vertices are different. These ones are little, and these ones are big. It doesn't have the same kind of nice corners that a square does, but you guys will learn a lot more about that when you get bigger. Okay, do you want to see the shapes that I hunted for in my house? So I had a really hard time, but I think I found them all. I found two trapezoids. Trapezoids have four sides and four angles. So this is a trapezoid that I found. We can see it has kind of a shorter side here and a longer side here. These two sides will never ever touch if they keep going forever. But these sides, eventually, they will crisscross. So this is one trapezoid I found. Then my other trapezoid is my step stool in my kitchen that I use because I'm not very tall. And if you look here, it's kind of a fat trapezoid, but it's still a trapezoid. These sides here will never ever touch. These ones will eventually crisscross if the lines kept going forever and ever. And it has four sides and four vertices, four angles. Okay, my next shape was a semicircle or a half circle. And I was looking at this little stand that I have on my table. Do you see where the half circle is? Yeah, right here on top. It's got a flat side here and a round side. Here are my two vertices or corners. So if I kept going, maybe it would make a whole circle. It'd be a little more oval-y. I wonder if you could find an oval today too. I also found a heart. I have this teacup in my house, and I was looking at the plate underneath it. Do you guys see the hearts too? I found them all on the plate. Let's see, what other shape was I looking for? Oh, pentagon was super tricky because I couldn't find a pentagon, so I decided to make one. Because remember, a pentagon is kind of like a square or a rectangle with a triangle on the top. So there's my pentagon. It has 5 sides and 5 angles. And then the last shape was a diamond or a rhombus. And I was looking at my window. Do you guys see the diamond or the rhombus? Yeah, it's on my curtains right here. All these sides are probably the same length if I measured them, but these corners have little corners here and big corners here. They're not those sharp, nice square corners. So this is a diamond or a rhombus on my curtain. I also found one more shape on a refrigerator magnet, was a star. So today when you're searching, try your best to find these new tricky shapes. If you can't find them all, it's okay. Maybe you can try and make them like I made my pentagon. Maybe you have some other cool shapes that you can find and you can show and share with us that I didn't even talk about. I can't wait to see what you find. Good luck on your shape hunt today.